Walt Disney. I would like to welcome all of you to the Park Streamers Hangout tonight. Bob, Danny, and Cordy are dear friends, and I know they have an amazing podcast for you. So thanks for joining us tonight, and enjoy the show.
Well, hey, kids, dreamers, and jammers, welcome to another Park Streamers Hangout, and we have a gigantic show for you tonight. We are going to be talking about a lot of the newly released information for Disneyland 70th. We have going to get some thoughts from Bob and Cordy on 90's night, and then we are going to dig into the South by Southwest presentation that well, let's just say I have some thoughts. But in the meantime, before we get to that, let's say hello to our co-hosts over here. Cordy, would you say hello and let everybody know where they can find you?
Hello, everyone. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok, and Blue Sky.
Awesome. And down below, we have our friend Barry Place 28. Bob, would you let everybody know where they can find you?
Sure. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook.
You'll need to unlock your iPhone first.
Well, apparently I need to unlock my iPhone before I do that.
Well, if they're going to find you on TikTok, you're going to have to unlock your iPhone. I am Theme Park Casual. You can find me on YouTube, X, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual. So welcome in, everybody. Before we get started, let's say hello to some of the people we have here in the chat. Looks like we've got a fantastic group.
Yeah.
Lots of returning screen names.
We have Most Wanted, Adventures of the Roto Commish, Good Vibes is happening, Good Vibes. Carol G, John, SoCal Sports, BB6 Dave. By the way, it was nice meeting you yesterday, BB6 Dave. Daredevil Sanchez, Michelle Di Nicola. Let's see.
Daryl
Matt, Daryl Chin, Christy PH Disney. Hello.
Barbara Duncan, Paul M. Newitt, Matter Cam Matt, John Way, welcome in.
Alan Smithy.
We got Tamara Delaney. We got Mike. Let's see who else. We're scrolling way back. Buddy Hepburn, welcome in.
Christina
Cordy in California is in the chat.
Wow.
Zomembees!
I know, Zomembees!
Did I just say that?
Well, we all have to say it at that point.
Theme
Right?
Park Casuals in the chat too. Wow, that's amazing.
Oh, I hate when that goes
I think
around.
I spotted a Barry Place 28 in there, too.
It probably did. Buddy Hepburn.
Hello. SoCal Sports, do we say good evening? Good evening.
No, not
Yeah,
yet.
we did.
Geofire.
Jennifer, good to see you.
All right. Well, welcome in, everybody. Like I said, we got a gigantic show, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to start with 90's night. It's gigantic. We're going to start with 90's night. I didn't go because you guys know how I feel about the after hours events. Very, very selective. In fact, the only one that I have purchased a ticket for was Villains Grove. It's kind of like, what they attach Oogie Boogie Bash to. But Bob and Cordy, are aficionados. They love going to the after hours events. So I will just hand it over to you guys to let us know what you guys thought. There was only 2 nights of 90's night, so they didn't have to drag it out for very long. So they had to wow you pretty quick. So how did they do?
Well, I will say, because Cordy, you didn't go to Sweethearts Night, right?
No, because I went once before.
Oh, okay. There we go. So, as you guys remember, my Sweethearts Night was just a kind of a disaster because I felt like I spent $149 on not getting much for my money. While it was a great stream and I had a lot of fun with everyone and we saw some great entertainment, there were no, the only stage show that they had was the Royal Ball, but people weren't allowed to go down there. You couldn't take pictures with any of the characters. They were all gone that night. And you had to stand out in the rain if you wanted to do like the photo ops and stuff like that. So it really wasn't that great. So I was really hoping this would be better. And it was. 90's night, it was definitely better. I will say, I guess, focusing on the positives first is that, they did everything a little bit earlier than they normally do. Like the shop was open earlier. You got to do photo ops earlier. That was really cool. The Fantasyland Theater there, they actually opened up so you could go down there and start taking advantage of that. And you didn't have to use wristbands like you did on Tuesday night. So that was technically a positive there. But then again, it was a little bit different because you kind of walk by to take photos and videos. The food that we did try, which wasn't a whole lot, was actually kind of decent. But then again, I was warned about a lot of food not to try, so I guess that's why I had a pretty good food experience, because I didn't try all the things I wanted to that I was told to avoid. And then let's see, yeah, I think that's about it. So, Cordy, what do you think? That was good.
Well, I was supposed to go both nights, but then Tuesday I had a last minute work thing, so I couldn't do Tuesday. So, I mean, I wish I could have gone both nights, because I know they were pretty different from what I heard, right? Like not only the weather, but just they did some updates to some of the things like the wristbands at the Fantasyland Theater. But I guess I have some of the same things that I liked about it. I would rather kind of the walkthrough like they did Thursday night versus the wristband. Because I just think this way everyone has a chance to see the characters versus, waiting in line before you wait in line for the wristbands. I really enjoyed like the energy of the people in the event. Like it was a very upbeat, fun event overall.
Yes, it was.
So I enjoyed that.
The DJ was good. And
I got
to see a full cavalcade this time.
Yeah. Yeah, like that was fun. It was great to see all of the, like the original costumes and stuff in the cavalcade. And so I think that was the big thing. And that was what was nice about just walking around, right? Just enjoying the atmosphere. And did we talk about food? I tried, I think, a couple of things. I got the bucket, but I went to Toontown, so I mobile ordered it over at Cafe Daisy, so I was able to get they had the donut skewer, the s'mores donut skewer with the marshmallow, which was really good. So I had one, and then I brought one home, and then CL and I shared the Dole Whip. They had a pineapple upside down Dole Whip, which was delicious. I don't think I had any real.
Yes, I tried that too. The only thing, it's funny, I really did enjoy the Dole Whip, but I could have done without, and I know it's part of it, but the cake, it almost kind of went against the Dole Whip. What was awesome was the caramel. That was really good.
extra.
And I didn't ask for extra caramel. It could have used extra caramel, but I didn't ask for it.
But it was
actually it was very tasty. It was very good. And I actually, once I got down to the caramel, I said I gave it 4 out of 5 flags, but once I got down to the caramel, I gave it 5 out of 5. So
yeah, it was well made. They did great. The cast members were wonderful. I guess that's that to say about the event. They were,
yes, most of them were awesome, amazing.
Yeah.
There was a couple that and I'll tell you why in a sec. Not because they were rude or anything like that. It was just stuff that they were like keeping from us.
Okay.
So going back to the cavalcade, I really did like it. They delayed it twice for me, by the way, for the first showing, because they had, I guess, one of the floats was breaking down, so they put a tow truck at the very end of the parade, just in case. So that was kind of a bummer, but overall it was great. And the cool thing was, and I don't know if you caught on to it, but the song they played for the cavalcade was called Like a Rainbow, and it's what they used for the 40th anniversary for Tokyo Disneyland, which I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm really glad that they incorporated it into the parade, because I thought it was really cool and upbeat. It was fun. And I was like, what is this song? And I looked up and like, oh, that's the one from the 40th at Tokyo Disneyland. That's awesome. So
From the 40th of Tokyo Disneyland?
yes.
That's not 90's, though.
I know. Doesn't matter. It talks about what you.
Far be it for me to expect a 90's song for 90's night. I know.
The playlist then that they were
I think
playing.
it's because I will tell you they played a 90s set list that kind of repeated, because I must have heard the Backstreet Boys song like 3 times that night, and This Is How We Do It. Of course, you guys saw me dancing to that one like 3 times that night. And the DJ they had was pretty amazing, and I know that the dance they had out there, there were a ton of people, and then I know they kind of moved it over to the Golden Horseshoe. But I think everything, it was a lot better than it was the last time I went to an After Dark event. The problem I had was this time it rained again, but it stopped raining at the beginning of the event. Actually, sorry, it stopped raining before the event began. So that was great. But the problem was, one of the things I was most looking forward to was the Powerline Max and Goofy, show, and it looked amazing from Tuesday night. So I'm like, I'm going to that. I can't wait to check it out. And I walked over there, and before the event, I noticed there was tons of water on the floor. Why they weren't mopping it up or trying to pick it up, and they had mats all over the place, like they were going to clean it up and put mats all over the place to make it nice and safe for people to be on the floor, so they could actually do the stage show. But they didn't. They left all the water on the floor. And they cleaned up the area right. So if you're sitting there at Galactic Grill, there's like a little walkway that goes down to the dance floor and the stage, in front of the stage. That was cleaned up. And then right in front of that area was cleaned up for the DJ and for Max and Goofy. And they would dance down there and then come up the walkway and then go back down. But so many people were crowded around, it was hard to see them. And if someone didn't move, you kind of, didn't get a chance to get close to them. Thankfully, I stayed long enough to where I could kind of weasel myself in, because it was just one of me, and get some, footage of them. And they were fun. It was exciting, even though they didn't do the normal show like they kind of would do, I guess you'd say. It was a little bit different of the show compared to what I saw on Tuesday night. They did try to do their best. And that was the other thing too, is that when they had Sweethearts Night, they completely shut down the dance floor. You couldn't go out there. This time they actually let people go out on the dance floor to see the characters, which was really cool, because like you said, you didn't have to have a wristband. And I was with Hope and her mom, which is great, because Hope was just loving all the DuckTales and Darkwing Duck and et cetera, et cetera. The only thing that was a bummer, and this is where we first encountered some of the cast members, is that a couple of cast members we asked, well, when are they coming? Oh, well, they're coming out like 10, or no, they said they come out and they switch all the time. They wouldn't tell us when the characters would switch, because Darkwing Duck would switch with Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And the guy was really nice, but I'm like, really? You don't know exactly? Oh, they just take turns switching off, so you just got to come back later. Well, you're at a 4-hour event. You don't have time to come back later, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But then, when we got down there, thankfully, because Hope and her mom knew some of the cast members, they're like, oh, come back here at 10:20. You'll be able to see these cast members, or these characters. And then if you come back at this time, you'll be able to see these. So it was kind of like, oh, that's really nice. Why aren't they just telling everyone else? So that instead of me coming back and not sure if I'm going to see those characters, I actually get to see them when I want to. And then over there, what stage is that? The stage that's over by the castle, the Rapunzel,
The Royal Theater.
Royal Theater. Thank you. So that one, we got there and we wanted to see Esmeralda and then Hunchback of Notre Dame and all that stuff. But if you wanted to see those characters, I think we got there right after we saw you, Cordy, like at 9, I think.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then they told us, oh, you got to come back at 10. This is, you need to stand in line now so that you can see the characters at 10:20. I was like, I'm not waiting an hour and 20 minutes to stand in this line. And by the way, this was the second line, not even the first line. So I don't even know if there was a guarantee that we'd see them at 10:20, but it's like, and I'm sure the lines go pretty quick, but still it was like, I don't want to waste my time doing this. It's a 4-hour event. That's not very long. So that was kind of a disappointment too. I'll let you chime in here for a bit.
Yeah, the one thing I came out of it thinking was I did a lot of running around, but I felt like I didn't do a lot.
Right.
Like I was just like all over the place, and I'm like, after just kind of going through the list of things that I accomplished, I'm like, well, I don't know if I didn't have that satisfaction of like, say a Star Wars night where I'm like, yes, right. I did like 30 things and I met all these characters, and like just running into characters in Batu and, getting lucky, like finding those opportune times that they were out. I think I was talking to Main Street Cowgirl about it, and after she went the second night, she was saying, I think it's part of the reason is that they didn't have enough characters and enough going on, right? Like they needed more, more, because it was basically like there was Pocahontas and Miko, which I walked by twice, but there was always like a huge line or like, oh, sorry, line's closed. So you keep moving.
Yes, I saw that too.
And then they closed that down, I think 45 minutes or maybe an hour before.
Yep.
It was
Same
early.
with monkeys.
Shut down the line, yeah. And but you're like, so it was like the Fantasmic Monkeys at Jungle Cruise, Jungle Book. But then I think, and then Indy, I did see him. I almost went right up to him, and then they're like, "Oh no, there's a line." See, I was like, "No, the line's like, oh, okay, I should have just did it." But he was there, but I don't know how long he stayed out. So he was kind of. I never
saw him. Mm.
And then I think from there, the next one was Pocahontas, all the way by Hungry Bear, as far as characters.
Yeah, I never saw Pocahontas either.
So it was just very, like. And then I know they ran out of the magic key button, the little button set. So.
You know what? Hold up real quick. I'll grab this stuff because I have some 90s night stuff I want to show real quick. So keep talking.
I mean, that was cool. I did like, I think he's going to grab it. Do I have it right here? I do like, we didn't get a lanyard, but you do get your fanny pack. So we did get that. In lieu of a lanyard. I didn't even get to look at the merch. I didn't go to Starcade. I wasn't able to make it over there. And then, like Bob was saying, I think the highlight of the night for me was going to see Powerline, right? Like that was like, oh, I can't wait. That's like the best area because you can like, kind of go back and forth as many times as you want. It's usually pretty easy to do. It was so packed with people. Just waiting for them to show up, and I got lucky and saw as they were entering. And then after that, it was kind of funny because I ended up behind the stage, but they were like way over there. So I was like filming from the bushes, like trying to get, your
usual,
Yeah, but that was like the thing. Like I was like, oh man, why did they not? I wish they could have swept the water out and put blow or something, because the rain did stop about an hour and a half before the event officially started. And they did give us a little slip that told us about that no wristbands were required. So they gave us an update about that.
Right.
But I think it must have been a last minute thing that the little like dance show that went on over the Pirates Bridge. So I waited there waiting for them to come out for like a long time. Nobody says like, oh no, they're not coming out, right? You just wait and wait. And you're like, well, I guess 15 minutes have gone by. I don't think they're coming. And then later on that night, I found out like, they're like, oh yeah, no, they were at Golden Horseshoe, but no communication. And the karaoke was going on over there too. So there were a few, it gets crowded in that.
So I'm going to turn my background off so you guys can see this stuff real quick. But basically, these were the Magic Key pins that they were giving away, right?
Very nice.
And, focus. So, but I feel like these are really cheap to be giving away. I know they're cool because they're just normal pins, but to me, they gave away patches last year for the After Dark events, and those were even better and high quality. These just look like they were something cheaply thrown together. And also, when I went to pick mine up, mine was badly wrinkled and messed up, the cardboard, so I had to ask for another one. And I felt like they should have done the patches like last year. The other thing was the store, right? So the store was open actually before the event started, which I was kind of surprised. Hope's mom said, hey, let's head over there and check it out and see if it's open. I said, okay, great. So we got there, and literally it was like, I think it was like 7:00 when we went to go get in line, and we were told it was like a 45-minute wait. It wasn't quite that long, but they said, hey, we're out of sweatshirts except for I think it was small and mediums. And then for the t-shirts, they only had small, medium, large. By the time we got in there, they only had small, mediums for the t-shirts. And I think it was just small for the sweatshirts. I thought it was. Maybe it was medium as well. But they didn't have enough. And then the other thing was, you also they had these are like the little ornaments that you could buy. So it's just acrylic, nothing special or anything like that, but this thing was $23. What the heck?
Wow.
I know, for that little thing. Woo! Okay. They also had these pins for the night. They had other pins too, but the other pins were like pins that the normal pins you could have bought, but because it had Indiana Jones on it, or it had, characters from the 90s, they were selling them and you could get them normally. This was the only thing that was exclusive. This is 23 as well. But the thing was, you're only allowed to buy one. And I was like, what? One per person? I'm like, I'm with two other people. And they said, oh yeah, thankfully there was a manager who was right next to the cast member and said, I saw who he's with. Yes, he's with two other people. So go ahead and sell them all three. So I was like, thank you. So one for me and Earl, and then I did one as a raffle. And then the other thing that they did give out for that night, which I did not open, but it's the 90's Night Fanny Pack. So this was the actual thing that they did. Now this is kind of cool. They did something like this because they didn't really do anything like that for Sweethearts Night. So I thought that was kind of neat that they had the fanny pack. But yeah, so, and that's actually going out to Christy PH Disney. So Christy, you'll be getting that, as well as I'm giving her, because she actually gave me a ticket for that night. Because she was not feeling well, and I hope you're feeling better, Christy. So she sold me the ticket that she had. So yeah, so I'm gonna give those to her. But yeah, it was just kind of like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me? I mean, seriously, by the time I think we got through the store and actually purchased everything, it was almost an hour, and they had pretty much run out of everything. In fact, they shut down the line and told everyone, sorry, we're sold out. When I was actually purchasing stuff from the cast member at the checkout, she said, oh, by the way, there's 20 of everything on Main Street in a couple of the stores. If you can go over there and find them, you'll be able to get the things that you're looking for. But there's only 20 of each item at the two stores, and it was like the Emporium and I want to say it was the one across the street, the Showcase. But I was told while I was making my purchase, another cast member came over and said, nope, they don't have those anymore. They're gone. They've sold out everything. And she's like, I thought they were doing this later. And I said, nope, they already did it. Wow. So that's kind of crazy. I mean, why wouldn't you have enough merchandise for everyone? And by the way, the only people who got to stand in line were people who had tickets to the event. If you didn't have a ticket, you didn't get in to this line to purchase anything. So why weren't they prepared? Inquiring minds want to know.
I mean, I'm sure part of it is, I know I saw, what was the event? They had a lot of those After Dark t-shirts left at the,
at the outlet
shop. Yeah.
They did?
At the, why can't I my brain,
the Disney?
The cast member store,
Company D.
Family thing. And I saw like they just had,
Are they doing the family thing again?
Well, no, I mean, it was for another event that one of the
time.
past ones. And I had been there and I'm like, oh, wow, they have tons of shirts left from one of the events, but I can't recall which one. So I don't know if that, I mean, I know they have to kind of play it safe, but then again, you're like, to run out of merch and then pins, because that was only for Magic Key holders, right? The pin, the little set.
Right. Yeah, this is only for Magic Keys right here. And so if you're not a Magic Key holder, you couldn't get it. It's like, how did they run out? It's kind of boggled my mind. And those things are a lot cheaper than patches, obviously. So it kind of blew my mind that they were already out.
And they scan your they scan your Magic Key, right? When you get it. So it's not like they could, be handing out more than, the one or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But they did last year, and they seem to have plenty because they never seem to run out. But they actually had where like I could scan, someone else's pass that's that I have, even if they weren't there at the event, they let me scan them. But this year, no. It's it's only one per person and one scan. Now I probably could have gotten in the line, got back in, they wouldn't know, but still I'm not going to do that. But the thing is, I just thought they would have had enough for everyone for the event. And then the fact that they shut down early, some people were really upset. I'm sure you were, Cordy.
Yeah, I mean, I got the pin, but I went back with Devin at the last hour, and he wanted to get his pin. He hadn't gotten it yet, so. But He got one because Kevin Sue gave him it. So
Oh, that was nice.
Always fun
Aw. Yeah, I did run into Kevin Sue Magic. Obviously, I ran into you. I didn't see Katie, and I ran into some Devin and Gain Life and CL, which is great. And by the way, CL cracked me up. I love the Chun-Li outfit that she had on Tuesday night. That was really cool. And of course, she wore a different outfit on Thursday night. So kudos to her for dressing up. And Devin was dressed up too. He asked me where mine was. I said I don't dress up. So I came as Berry Place 28.
Me too, basically.
Well, and that was the other thing. I don't know how you felt about it. So when we ran into you, Cordy, it was right at 9 p.m. They were doing an announcement on right there at the castle, and to me, I was kind of like, it's not. Usually they make a really cool announcement, and it just was like, oh, hey, welcome to 90's Night. Here you go, boom. Okay, great.
It was something that was so like, I mean, this is all I've heard for the last 3 years is people wanting 90's Night, right? Like they started 2 years, whatever. Whenever they started doing After Dark events again, everybody was like, please give us 90's, please give us 90's. So, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good things. I don't want you guys to think, but it's just, there was lots of room for improvement, but it just seemed like for as many events as we've had so far, that, you would kind of have certain things down pat,
Well, especially if they're not breaking new ground with what they're doing. I can see if it's like, hey, we're doing something new and oh my gosh, that did not go the way we were expecting. But this is all stuff they've done at almost every single After Dark event.
But that's the thing. They were on, if you guys noticed on Tuesday night when I was watching all the streamers that were there, and there were a lot, they were not prepared. They were unprepared for the whole event. And on top of that, you had projections not even working on one side of Main Street. And I'm like, why aren't the projections working? Okay, that's not cool. And I mean, it's a little thing, but the vibe was there. I will tell you, it was a fun vibe. I loved every time I passed a DJ, I was having a fun time. And you guys saw me. I was doing the, this is how we do it song and goofing around. And I think I embarrassed my daughter big time, which is great. But it was a fun vibe. It just when you go there and you spend money on an event, you expect to get so much worth your money, and I just don't see that anymore at these After Dark events. They just aren't worth it. And here we go. So on Sweethearts Night, because everything was shut down and there was nothing really happening, the rides, I got to go on a ton of rides. There were a lot of rides that were broken down and or not even open for 90's Night. Haunted Mansion was down pretty much the whole event. Matterhorn closed an hour early, even though the rain had stopped. And I get the safety issue. Teacups never opened.
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland never reopened. What else never reopened?
Of course, Rise was closed, right?
Which Rise was closed. And it's like,
right?
But why? Why does it have to be closed? It's going to 1 in the morning. I understand, but even if they took it to 10 p.m. like they normally do, that would be great. But they didn't even do that. And then you're right, Tiana's. I was like, to pass by, and it's like, it's not working. And then I passed by again. It's still not working. Okay. Well, they didn't open it. So that's disappointing. When you have a lot of rides shut down, and it's like, okay, well then I couldn't do some of the things I wanted to do. This is not cool.
Especially for those that, because we've talked about this many times, that there are a lot of people who go to these events that don't have passes. And, I've always said, this is a great way for, to kind of get that extra experience and then also have short wait times.
Right.
If rides aren't open, and that's who I really feel for, because it's like I don't typically go on rides at the After Dark events, but I just thought of all the other guests that, missed out on so much.
I know. Well, apparently Pete McDevitt is here now, so welcome, Pete. And he says, "I've arrived. Danny promised we could restart the stream." I don't think so. But here's something even better. Where's your parachute pants?
Yeah. That's for 80's Night. Real Fire's fighting for 80's Night.
Yeah, 80's.
Hammer time.
Did you get your...
No, I was not going to spend $37 on a popcorn.
Look at him!
Look at him!
He's cool looking. But no, 37. No.
Wow, man. Disney, when you've lost Bob.
But look at Damn.
I agree. He looks cool, but wait, look, if that thing was $20, I'd be like, okay, that's cool. That's really great.
Bob?
$37. No, I love the glasses. I love Max. I think he's amazing.
Is that why
Love
those
Goofy movie.
that style of sunglasses is back in?
Yeah, I guess.
And that
I don't
hair?
know. That hair. I no. I can't. I guess here's the thing. There are definitely some things I think are worth it, and that is really cool looking, but not $37 worth. Come on, really?
Or 30, wasn't it 32 something?
I think with your discount, still.
No, you don't get a discount. No discount.
Then no, it was 37. I think, wasn't it?
I think it was 32 something.
All I know is it was $30 over my limit for that thing. And don't get me wrong, I like Max. If you love Max and you love the 90s event and you want to get it, good for you. That's awesome. But I'm sorry, I already have a Millennium Falcon that I don't even use. That's over in my closet. So I don't know. There were some things that didn't seem to be really worth it either. Oh, I forgot to show the tumbler too. I got it. I picked up a tumbler, but oh well. It's all right. It's in the other room. But yeah, so overall I think it was a good vibe and fun for some of the things we did, like the cavalcade and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was great seeing some of the characters that you normally don't get to see. And the DJ was fun and the music was fun. Like I said, the great vibe. It didn't feel like there was enough, and there was a bunch of rides shut down, and there was food that I was told to stay away from, and merchandise was sold out early.
All right. So as the resident After Dark hater, I want to ask you guys, what is the difference between these events and Oogie Boogie? Because Oogie Boogie,
Right.
I've gone twice, and both times it gets crowded, but you can always see the parade. I haven't had any problems seeing the parade. I've gone to every single one of the treat trails, gotten to see all the villains that are there, done pictures with some of the characters that it's just a meet and greet style, and it's not the ones that it's just a walk by, so you actually get to talk to them for a minute. And by the end of Oogie Boogie Bash, you could hit any of the treat trails and actually hang out and have a discussion with the villain, because there's so few people in the treat trails at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference? Does Oogie Boogie need to add more stuff? Or do these after-hour events, do they let more people in? I'm trying to figure out why the After Dark events at Disneyland have all these weird little issues. And it's a different issue every time. So it's not like it's every single time it's this one thing. It's like, oh, they got the characters fixed, but now the merch is a problem. Oh, they got the merch fixed. Oh, now the food is an issue. Oh, they got the food ready. Oh, the photo ops are a mess. So what? I don't understand how it keeps...
We don't
They
either.
haven't been able to dial it in yet.
Because Oogie Boogie is I feel like is pretty much run perfectly, like
Right.
the way it is. That you kind of pick and choose. You're like, oh wow, this line is super long, so you make the decision: do I just wait because I love this character, or do I go do something else and come back? But you can, you're like, I could do everything if I just, you have to work for it, but that's fine. But at Disneyland, I don't know what it is. I don't know why people have to wait so long in a line for the same kind of interaction, or actually a little bit, a little bit less, right? Like you said, you have a little more time to spend with the villains at Oogie Boogie. So
I think here's part of the difference is that when you do the treat trails, it's a walkthrough. Everything that's a walkthrough typically does really well. Like when you're at the Fantasyland Theater, it was a walkthrough to see the characters. And so even though there was a super long line, it went pretty quickly. And same, you get to see all these characters and it's a walkthrough. And they perfected it because I feel like they improved last year over the year before for Oogie Boogie. The one area that I think is still a little tough is depending on the characters. Sometimes it's hard to see those standalone characters because sometimes they do have long lines, but last year was a lot better than the year before because I didn't get to see what's his name from Toy Story 3. The big bear.
Lotso.
Thank you. I didn't get to see him, but this, last year I was able to. Also, it seemed like it was a very long wait for the Sanderson sisters. It was it's like they knew how to do it. But that's the thing. It's like you're kind of doing the same thing over at the After Dark events. I get it. It's a different event, but you would think that they would be like, oh, we're going to handle this character like this and this like this. You don't like. I never 4 times I went to Star Wars night last week, and I still didn't get my picture what the job was. What the heck, And same here. The jungle or the Fantasia monkeys were so popular. Never got in line for that. And the Notre Dame characters. So I think that if they did something more of what they do for Oogie Boogie, it would be easier. Even look, I think walkthroughs is kind of the thing. You can still get your photos, you can still stop and whatnot. Plus, in the walkthroughs for Oogie Boogie, they actually created 2 lines last year where you could one line in the front so people can take photos, and another line people just walk through that don't want to stay and see the characters. It worked really well, and they don't do anything like that over in Disneyland. And I get it. You want to get your photo op, and you want, it's great when they do the photo op because they give you a wristband so that you can have a QR code to get your pictures later. I didn't get one photo, this last time for this After Dark event where Oogie Boogie, at least get several. So I think it's just they need, and here's the other thing. They need to be longer. The events have to be way longer. Here comes Bob. Hide the Jawas. Not Jaws, Jawas. Okay, gotcha. But yeah, so they need to make these events longer for Disneyland. And I even think that Oogie Boogie, while last year, both times I was able to get through pretty quickly and do everything I want to do, and I was able to do things like Villains Grove more than once.
Yeah.
I still feel like that could be a little bit longer. But you could also do the parade here. It feels like, and that's the other thing too, that they keep taking things away. No fireworks,
Right.
So, and sometimes, not as many characters, like this last event. So it just feels like they're not doing what they could do to make things easier for the people paying to go as well as the employees. Because if they did it more like Oogie Boogie, I think it would be a lot more successful.
Yeah, because Star Wars night, they have a lot of walkthroughs. Like that's what I loved about when you wanted to see Luke and Leia.
Yeah,
they would have R2-D2 there all the time, but you could just keep going back through, right? You're like, okay, let me go again, but because it's a walkthrough.
Right. Same thing with Darth Maul and Darth Vader on the stage. It was just you could cruise by, get back in line, cruise by. So
Queen Amidala, yep, same thing.
Yeah, they even did that. Yep, they sure did. I think that worked out much better than the wristband.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if Disney makes any adjustments going forward. But I the fact that these events nearly always sell out almost in minutes, it seems at times. There's really not much reason for them to change. That's the problem.
But here's the thing. I think we're waiting to see what's going to happen with Universal's, FanFest, because FanFest has a different way of handling this whole thing, and it's cheaper. So if they do a great job, maybe Disney will take note and do something like that. Yeah,
hopefully. Competition is always good. So, so we'll be waiting to see what the Universal FanFest nights are like, and compare and see if it warrants a response from Disney, and if so, what type of response do they get? So with that, let's continue on. We're going to talk a little bit about the Disneyland 70th anniversary. There was a little bit new information sent out, a little bit more details on the decor. If you could pull up any of those photos, Bob, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up right now. Give me 1 sec. Okay. So obviously, go ahead. Nope.
Well, I was going to say a lot of the stuff on this is kind of, still the same information that we've been used to. The Paint the Night Parade coming back, World of Color Happiness being a new show. And then we've got Paint the Night coming back, and then Wondrous Journeys making its return, which I'm really excited about. But then it's another one of those ones where I think I'm going to have to skip Galaxy's Edge fireworks because I like Wondrous Journeys so much.
I like
we're getting the Better Together Pixar Pals parade again, which not my favorite parade, but I know it's extra entertainment during the day at DCA, so that's always a good thing. I'm not going to knock it. And last year, I remember the little tag that they do at the end with the I don't want to call them secondary or support crew, but like the ensemble cast of the parade comes out and does a little, extra little special tag at the end, which is fantastic. I really like that they did that. We've got the Mickey and Friends attire, which I'm still not sold on Mickey's jacket.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Mickey's jacket or Donald's outfit at all.
Yeah, Donald, they went way casual with him.
Yeah.
Which you would think I'd like that.
But Goofy looks great, and Minnie looks great, and Daisy looks good, and Chip and Dale look like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yeah. That one's a little
Clarabelle's a little out there, too.
Yeah.
But Pluto, hey, look at Pluto's. He really stayed normal there.
What they did, just put the medallion on his collar, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so, that's all they did.
And then they gave a little bit of the Celebrate Happy Cavalcade, where you can see that there is Duffy and Shelley May that are going to be included in this parade, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Do you guys think they're going to make a new push for Duffy and Friends?
I think they're doing that to try to sell more merchandise in the parks, because a lot of people love, like those bear characters, and obviously they're very, very popular over in Asia.
Right.
Yes, huge over there.
Bob, you need to read that super chat.
Yes, we got a super chat. So, Bob.
Ooh, sorry. What does it say? Can we get Barry to say Queen Amidala again?
Thank you.
Yes, Queen Amidala.
Thank you, Devin, for the super chat.
Yes, thank you, Devin.
Thank you. Get it?
So, but then part of what they released is some additional decor that's going to be throughout the parks. And yes, celebrate for the super. Thank you, Devin. We need to get some sound effects. We need like a crowd cheering.
I'm working on some of those. I just haven't gotten to them yet.
So if you scroll down just a little bit further, we'll get to that decor. You can see the one on that one. Okay, they're just taking the Pixar thing and just throwing a castle on top of it now.
See, that's what I was thinking, the same thing. I was like, wait a minute. They're just reimagining that whole thing.
Yeah, so I don't know. This one at least looks a little bit better, but again, it's just kind of like, whatever. It is what it is.
I will say it looks better than what they had for Pixar, but are they going? Here's my thing: are they going to put that out there with the Pixar stuff, and then they're going to take it down and reimagine it that time, or are we just going to get this instead of what they have for Pixar? I don't know.
Well, this is the celebration for the summer, so that's what we're getting.
Right, but I guess what I was asking is, are they going to put the Pixar thing up and then take it down, take down all the Pixar stuff, and then just add the castle stuff onto it? That's what I was wondering.
That's what it looks like, because it's got the arches. You can see the two, half circle arch things going across, and it looks almost exactly the same. So I don't know. It's like whatever. That one's kind of a head scratcher to me, but. The other ones, I don't want to say anything yet, because I know with the Disneyland 50th, the artwork looked way different than what the final product in real life looked like.
Right.
So I don't want to, and it's like even from different concept art, the colors seem to shift a little bit. So it's like I'll wait. I'll reserve judgment until I see it in person, because it could look really nice in person, because that's how the 50th was. In the artwork, it looked like the crowns on the castle were going to just be these like gaudy giant yellow things, but they ended up being very nicely blended into the castle somehow, and it looked gorgeous. So I'm gonna reserve judgment. But
did you guys notice they already started working on the castle for the 70th? And the sparkly that's in the middle here, they've already put that on. And they already started putting some of the spires on. Yeah. So they're starting to kind of get it ready, which I was kind of surprised that they were doing it, so early. I thought maybe during Pixar Fest, they would start doing that like maybe a month from now or so. But yeah, they're already starting to decorate the castle and start to get it ready.
Yeah, we're 2 months out. So
yeah, I guess so.
So there we have that. And then we do have the additional announcement of a new, in addition to the new verse that we get for It's a Small World, we are getting a new character. It looks like Coco will be added to the South America scene with Miguel and Dante.
Mm-hmm.
Which I kind of like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm getting kind of tired of the characters invading It's a Small World, and I hope they can just relax with that now. It's like, okay, I think we're done, because pretty soon it's just going to all be characters, and we're not going to have It's a Small World anymore. It's a Disney World.
Well, the nice thing is they're kind of just throwing them in, and they're kind of subtle. They're not like, big, huge scenes.
Oh, I know. That's why I said, but I'm just saying, at least we didn't get Groot. I'm thankful for that.
Well, that's Tokyo.
I know. And that one. Oh.
Isn't that a temporary one thing too? That just
it's an overlay that can be removed.
Right. I do like the fact that they're bringing Dante in as an Alebrijas. I think that's cool.
That one's nice.
Sorry. Apparently, everything wants to talk to me tonight. That's automated because that was my vacuum thing. Battery's low. Okay, great.
We've got some funny comments in the chat.
Oh,
I bet.
You guys, yep. I know. It's it's interesting. We got Chibi, what did you say? Secondhand decorations? Really?
Zomembi's asked, what are the date range for the 70th anniversary? I believe it starts May 16th this year and runs through probably next July until probably next year's full on Halloween time. So it's gonna kind of be mixed in with like Halloween time and the holidays and everything, but technically the 70th will go for a full year plus starting May 16th.
Yes. Now, here's something I'm kind of looking forward to. A bunch of 70th overlays on some of the rides and attractions. I think that'd be kind of cool, especially here. It makes sense. In Toy Story Mania, I think that's kind of cool.
It's about time, because that was one of the selling points of the screen-based attractions was, we could change them up every time. We can give you a Halloween version and a Christmas version, and we could do this and we could do that and whatever. And we never, they hardly ever change anything. So the fact that they're actually doing something, hooray. But this one, it's kind of like, well, was Toy Story Mania part of the 70th anniversary of Disneyland?
I was thinking the same thing. It's not, but hey, at the same time, at least they're trying to do something. I think they were looking at what can we put over in DCA to celebrate the 70th.
Right. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. So, but we'll see.
And then we have some of the merch too. Although I'm not so sure about that hat. The sweatshirt.
Well, Bob, you'll look fabulous in it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a no-go for me. This Spirit jersey looks kind of cool. That's really cool looking. I definitely like that. I think it looks really, really nice. And obviously you can see it. Oh wait, I thought they had another photo. Did we? It's over here.
Yeah, you got to slide.
So here's the bag for the ladies. So it says 1955 to 2025. And then here is the actual front of the sweatshirt, Spirit jersey. And then looks like it's got the iridescent holographic ears that kind of matches the 70th.
Ear hat, right? I think it's a hat. Yeah.
The ear hat.
Yep.
Yeah, it's one of the like the Mickey Mouse Club hats.
Yep. Hey, maybe for the fit. What?
Holly, I'm getting 7 of those hats, and no one will stop me.
I don't know if you guys remember, but if you're there for the 50th that day, they actually passed out the hats for free, which were kind of cool. And for the 60th, they passed out cupcakes. So let's see what they do for the 70th.
Yep.
So, well.
All right.
That's
the 70th. So we shall see what happens. I don't plan on being there on the 16th, though.
What?
Jeez,
could you not get a reservation?
I think I'm just going to let that one go.
Ah.
As much fun as it is being there, those days they're like a double-edged sword, because you love being there with how much craziness there is going on, and there's like, all the streamers and influencers are there, so you're like, oh hey, look at there's so and so, or hey, there's my friends, and blah blah. But man, it's exhausting. It can be exasperating at times, especially 70th napkins for everyone. Exactly. But that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, because there's everybody going to get stuff like that. There's this mad rush for popcorn buckets and pins that are released, and oh my gosh, they're like Bob said, we only have small and extra small of the shirts left, and so it just gets kind of it can be overwhelming if you don't go in with the right mindset. And there's the fun to get Barry Place that hat.
What?
Oh,
wait, what did I miss?
Geofire, starting fun to get Barry Place that hat. So thank you for the super chat, Geofire.
Oh,
yes, thank you, Geofire. And you know what? If we do raise enough for the hat, Bob will wear it at the Chalk Walk.
What?
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah. Oh, I think we got something going here.
No, hat fund.
Just
okay, well.
Bob's got a sparkly hat.
Wait.
No, I will not wear the sparkly hat. I'm sorry.
Matching vest. If they have a vest, we will get it.
Oh, yeah. Devin will find the vest. We'll get
Devin,
the hat.
sure he
okay,
will.
good. Devin's on it. So if we get the hat, the vest will be dragged out to match.
It's been a great show. See you guys later.
Paul says he's not putting lights in Barry's 70th hat.
At that point, it'll become like a disco ball. It'll just like
exactly. I don't know, Paul. We might need that.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Congrats on your new hat.
Oh, it just keeps coming. Hot fun.
Oh wow!
Hot fun
Okay.
and safety glasses.
Oh no, it's gone out of control.
Oh shoot! Now he has to wear it at Chalk.
Oh,
Bob,
I did not agree to that. What are you talking about?
You don't have to worry about what headgear. You don't have to worry about what headgear you were going to plan to wear at Chalk. If it's cold, you could put the beanie on underneath the hat.
Yes.
Hold on for a second.
And now we're all going to have to carry like little flashlights and turn him into the disco ball.
I love it.
Oh my God, he's going to go. He's already got a hat like that. You watch.
Oh my gosh. It's a moral imperative.
Viva the hat. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats. This is silly. It was I didn't think it wasn't supposed to go this far, but you know
I think it is like this. He's wearing that hat.
We might need more than one hat.
I already have a hat, man. What are you talking about?
That's not sparkly.
What?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Even with the sunglasses on. Oh, for the extra bling.
But it reverses too. Oh man. Oh,
did I hear flashlights? I got us covered. Oh boy.
Thanks for making the stream so fun, everyone.
Yeah, we really got to watch. We really got to watch what we say. Look what happens.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't remember signing a contract or agreeing to that hat. I'll wear another hat, Disney hat, I think. But yeah.
I know. I think you're gonna have to.
Yeah, you've got to wear the hat.
It's not going to match my outfit. Sorry, I can't do it.
Well, we already said that Devin's going to bring you the sparkly gold vest.
No, because I'm wearing my.
We'll let you wear a shirt underneath the vest. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? The only way,
just for that, I'm not gonna.
No, the only way I do that is someone did a $2,000 chalk walk, donation to my page, and then I would have to.
And if don't do it. Don't do it, please, dear, for the love of all things holy, please do not.
No.
Cue the sad trombone.
Oh, it's for the children, Barry.
Oh my gosh!
I almost made a joke, but I'm really glad I didn't. I'm just gonna let it go.
We're just gonna let Holly say it.
Village people. Oh boy!
Oh, that's funny. How did it go from?
I don't know.
You gotta quit picking on me. Everyone see how you pick on me in the streams, and now everyone wants to pick on me. See,
sparkly hat, Bob.
Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
This is when I started my drinking problem. I love airplane.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Daryl Chin, I am not saying it. That's all there is to it.
I put this on because I was like, oh, I'm lucky place 28. No, I don't think I'm lucky now. Okay.
What luck, huh, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
I'm really not sorry.
I really am.
Yeah. It's okay, George.
Well,
Bob's going to think twice next time TPC needs battery.
We could get some light up shoes for Cordy.
Are you serious, guys? Wow.
Yeah, we might have to.
And Slim Devin.
Yeah, okay. Time out. Time out. Look at Tammy. Tammy, I need this after a long day. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah.
Please make all donations to the chalk walk instead. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is there a prize at Chalk Walk for the most fabulous walker?
Not going to be me.
Well, then the sparkly chaps may have to make an appearance.
That's right.
Wow. Chaps now?
Oh my goodness.
You know what? How about a custom hat for TPC and Cordy? No, you know what? I'll make it easy. Danny can have my chaps, all right? And Cordy can have the hat. There you go. Done.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
The 70th one-man electrical lights parade. See, now that I'm okay with, especially if you're doing the stuff there, Paul. He's like,
well, then you're gonna have to bring like a little Bose speaker and have that going the whole time.
Yes.
Glitterbeard. Oh, I think we got Bob's new nickname. What? Hey, Glitterbeard.
I don't even know if we're going to get into our other topics tonight. Actually, we only have one more.
Oh, boy.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
Oh, there's Blackbeard and Redbeard, and then we've got Glitterbeard.
We can be down with
Glitterbeard, the sparkly pirate.
Yeah, so anyhow.
Oh, man.
There's Swashbucklers. He's more of a buck swashler. Can we just dye his beard?
It's like a new kid show. No. Oh, boy. What did you guys start?
It wasn't me. It was somebody else with the sparkly hat.
I blame it on Bob. It was all Bob.
It's your own fault, Bob.
Thank you.
Glitter cane.
So many. And by the way, we I can't believe that we just got 16 super chats, everyone. So thank you.
Gosh.
That was beyond,
you guys are crazy.
We're saving those so we can say thank you again at the end.
At this point, Bob, you're gonna be decked out and having to be singing "Putting on the Ritz" at some point.
You know, it goes to a good cause. Then
you guys heard that, right?
I was just gonna say, he said it, not me.
Yeah. I don't know about wearing the clothes, but I'll get back to everyone on that one. Okay, hold on. Don't
fault, Bob.
Don't send any more money.
You done did it to yourself.
It's for the children. That's what he's telling the police as they're hauling him away.
Oh boy.
Welcome to another Park Streamers Hangout, everybody. Your e-ticket to theme park news. All right, so let's get back to some theme park news.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. All right, so now to the big story, the one that really kind of, if you guys are on, I don't know if they call it Diz X or Diz Twitter, but holy mackerel, did this one get the fan base riled up. And it's one of those ones where normally you'd have polarizing effect on some of these things, but a lot of this stuff seems to have seemingly 80 to 90% of the fandom in one camp. And it's kind of shocking to see. But we are talking about the presentation at the South by Southwest conference. And it was the, what was it called? There's something about
the future
of world building at Disney. The future of world building at Disney. And man, I watched the replay of the presentation, and I don't know if the crowd just is not theme park people, not Disney people. They don't know what's going on. They're not sure what to think. If they're techie people and this just was not impressive to them, but there was like crickets at a lot of these announcements. I mean, at one point, one of the presenters kept doing the little jokey, hold for applause to get everybody to applaud.
That was like Kevin Feige. It was like no one was clapping, so he's like,
yeah,
hold for applause.
Yeah, it was so. I mean, I can only assume that the crowd was underwhelmed. That is yeah. Thanks, Mike.
You know what I think he was waiting for? He was waiting for a glitter hat.
At this point, it probably couldn't have hurt. But yeah, so they went through a bunch of stuff. A lot of it being a lot of the things that we've heard about already, such as, cars coming to Frontierland in Disney World. We have the new adventures on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run coming in. We have the BDX droids going to be making appearances at multiple parks. So it's stuff that we all know. Avengers Campus and Monsters Inc. coming to Hollywood Studios in Florida. It's stuff that we knew. I don't know how versed the audience was, but they did not seem impressed. And I will have to say there was only one thing out of that entire presentation that had me thinking, okay, this looks like it could be cool. And that was the Monsters Inc. coaster. The little bit of footage that they showed, it's just a stark 3D rendering with no color, no nothing. It's just a shot from, as if a camera's sitting on the floor at the load station. And are you trying to pull it up, Bob?
Yeah, I have it right here. So give me 1 second to show you. Oops.
So you're going to see it, and it looks like it's going to be really cool. Something, you know, I don't want to say completely innovative, but a nice change of pace for a Disney park, and it fits well with the idea of the attraction itself. So,
do you want me to run in with audio or no audio?
It doesn't matter. It's literally like a 5-second portion of the video.
So that's why we're going to do this. That's an automatic of our coaster's load station. Now, our coaster is a suspended coaster, and you'll actually hang below the track. And then, just like the doors in the movie, the train will lift straight up into the air before zooming off into that iconic vault. We have never done anything like this before. It's Disney's first suspended coaster. It's our first vertical lift. And we're designing this experience to be as memorable and as fun as the film itself. So we're just so excited.
Well, I can tell you, everybody is
that's
really jazzed about
that
this.
that is the only thing that I saw that has me actually, you know, excited, impressed, and looking forward to this attraction. You know, and I know for, you know, the Disney World fans, it's at the cost of Muppet Vision. That's Disney these days, guys. You are almost never going to get anything without it kicking something else out. So, but
it's like a dream come true. Oh,
but I mean, this is one of the ideas. I mean, everybody has thought about this one, right? You know, ever since you saw the movie, you thought, you know, oh, that'd make a great coaster, and they're pulling it off, and the way that, you know, it fits perfectly for it to lift you straight up, you know, without a lift hill. And if you saw that animatic, it looks like you go up high before you hit that track. And I was thinking, are they really going to have it go up that high? But figure a coaster normally takes you up, you know, a good 3 to 4 stories minimum on a regular lift hill. You know, for even a small coaster, even, you know, the Gadget coaster probably takes you up a good 25, 30 feet. So this, you know, to get the coaster to do what it's going to be doing on the inside of the building, it's taking you up. That looks like a good 40, 50 feet in the air, which that's going to be pretty darn cool when you're being lifted up like that, going up that high. So, like I said, this one I'm impressed with. Unfortunately, it all goes downhill from here for me, but we'll get to each little piece as we move along here. So, what do you guys think of this Monsters Inc. coaster?
I'll let Cordy go first.
I saw Zumbi say, "Oh no, I'm afraid of heights," which of course I am too. But I think because it's moving fast enough, right? That's my thing. I just don't want to hang there, so just don't get stuck. But no, I think this is awesome. And isn't it? I only went on it once, and I got tricked into going on it. The Harry Potter ride, isn't that similar? Or I guess that's more like the Avengers one.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, the Avengers one that we're going to be getting to is more.
But I love this. Style. Like, you know, it's like you're in the movie. That's what we like, right? We want to be immersed in these things that we love. So,
so this makes a lot more sense. You can see this is a model of what the ride's going to look like. And you can see right in this area where I have my mouse, this is where it's going to load up and then kind of come down. And it looks like it's not going to have a ton of ups and downs, but it's going to have some. But it looks like it's going to just kind of wind all the way down until it gets back to the bottom. But it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely has a spaghetti bowl kind of a look to it.
It does. And at first when I saw this, I was like, wow, this is a really long ride. Now that I've seen the actual, you know, footage of what they're doing and how they're going to do it, it doesn't look like it's a super long ride, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. Now, one of the things I'm curious about, which I'm sure is probably not going to happen, are the seats that actually turn and move, and as you go, you know, get up to the top, are those going to move while you're on the ride? Typically, inverted coasters like that don't have seats that move. But is it going to be like Cosmic Rewind over at Epcot where it does, you know, move like Guardians of the Galaxy? Or is it just something that's going to be, hey, this is just when you load and then you get up to the top and then it turns and then goes?
Right. And then it's just free swinging, you know, at that point. But
now I got a fly next to me. Great. Excuse me real quick.
So So that's the coaster that, like I said, that's the one thing that I'm excited about. Where should we go next? Gosh, let's go ahead and go to Avengers Campus, since that's going to be, in our backyard here. Are you hearing the water? Yes, Bob. What a show.
Guess I forgot to mute myself. Sorry about that. I think I didn't go to the bathroom.
I know.
Oh no.
All right, Avengers Campus. Let's move on to that.
All right, let's go to Avengers Campus. So this one, I don't know. I as much as the e-ticket is probably going to be pretty good, I hope. I just can't get excited about it. It doesn't feel like we're breaking new ground with any of the technology. It's, from what the video is showing, it's going to be 3D glasses that you have to wear. And I'm just kind of like, oh my God, really? Haven't we just let the whole 3D novelty thing go by now?
Well, I don't know. It seems to me that, yeah, they had talked about this being a 3D ride all along, but that's what disappointed me in the first place, because they're like, it's going to be like Spider-Man over in Florida. Well, okay, Spider-Man has been around for years and years and years over at Islands of Adventure, because, Marvel is leased out to Universal out there. But why can't we just have something different and unique instead of like Transformers or Spider-Man? And why does it have to be a screen ride?
Yeah.
Or with the technology, like with the Sphere in Vegas, right? You know what I mean? Like there's so many other ways, if you're going to do a screen ride, that you could do it without the 3D and make it really, really cool. If that's what you're going for.
Yeah. And I'm completely with you, Carol G. Is it not to be negative, but 3D doesn't do much for me. It does nothing for me. It actually kind of, somewhat annoys me, because I feel like it almost pulls me out of the fantasy, because I'm noticing the weirdness that happens with the 3D stuff. It's like, it's never convincing to the point to where you're like, oh my gosh, is that really there? It's like, it's an old novelty that just does not belong in things these days at this point, personally. If you could figure out a way so that when I'm, positioned in front of something, there's a 3D effect that happens, fine. If I have to wear 3D glasses, I'm already, you're already knocked down a flag for me.
Well, hold on. You're okay with Star Tours? Just kidding.
Don't even. Thank you, Queen J. Ray. It says, hey guys, thank you for this channel. Love you all and can't wait for Chalk Walk.
Thanks,
thank you. And Bob's Sparkly Hat Fun just keeps
growing.
Yes,
oh yes.
Whoa. Yes,
so that's the Avenger e-ticket, and like I said, it's probably going to be a fun ride. I'm sure it's going to be an e-ticket. It'll be thrilling. It'll be fun. Everybody's going to love it, just like Rise of the Resistance and everything. So I'm not saying it's going to be terrible and nobody's going to like it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, for me, the 3D glasses, it's like and then I don't know. I'm not sure what I would do for Avengers. If I had to create an attraction. But so I'm just going to wait and see what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, so far, like I said, I'm not impressed.
What gets me is like, Universal had way too many screen rides. Everyone gave feedback to Universal. They said, okay, we're not going to do screen rides anymore. And then it seems like, Disney's like, hey, let's do more screen rides. Why? People don't like screen rides. And don't get me wrong, I do like certain screen rides. I mean, Star Tours does work for me, but I don't need something like, The Simpsons or, Minion Ride or stuff like that all the time. I know the screens were a big part of the new Pirates of the Caribbean ride over in Shanghai Disneyland, and that looked pretty darn amazing. That I could be okay with, because again, like you said, you don't have to wear glasses for that one, and it's an amazing, experience. For here, I was already disappointed when, they said they're going to do a screen ride, and then they said, oh, it's going to be like Spider-Man. Oh, it's going to be 3D. And I'm like, okay. But then the other thing is they announced too, obviously, and they showed a little bit more of what it's going to be like, and that's over here for the Stark Lab Flight Labs. And it's the Kookaburra arms, and it's cool. I mean, the track, you can tell that it's not a very big attraction, right? I mean, here, it all is in this one little building. Yes, it does look like you can, pick up several people, on the track, and it moves them around. And I'm sure it'll be kind of fun, but they've already done this over in Legoland, right? And you can do different speeds and whatnot. You can choose there's 3 different speeds to choose from. This one, and who knows if they're going to do the same thing, but they're going to move around and then they're going to turn around, put you back down, ride's over with. And the whole thing that they're talking about is that we are going to make Avengers Campus twice as large as it is now. Okay, that's great, but Avengers Campus, it's large right now and has 2 attractions and a lot of wasted space, which unfortunately that's a lot of what DC is right now. And I'm thinking, okay, you're going to have these 2 new attractions that are being built on the back lot area. It's not going to look like a bigger land. It's going to look like the same land. It's not going to be impressive like it was before. It's just going to be like, oh, hey, we have these new areas that you can walk into in the back areas now. And I'm not ripping on them because I'm sure they're going to be fun. I doubt we're going to be able to take our gimbals on Flight Labs.
Right.
There's no way for that. And that's the other thing. It's like that ride. 2005 is when Legoland premiered their Kuka arm attraction, and it's already defunct and gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you had 5 levels that you could choose. 5 was literally brain rattling.
Yeah.
The last time I went on it, because I was considerably older than the first time I went on it, it was like, I don't know if I should do level 5 anymore. Because it really, it was like you got off and you're just kind of like, okay, hang on, I got to, kind of reset my bearings a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's like this one. And then in the video, they showed how they got the movements. It's like, oh, we had dancers come in and they're all moving in, sync. And it's like, okay, so you choreographed it and then told the dancers to do this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, there was no reason to have the whole set of, the whole lineup of dancers doing this because you only needed the one dancer because it's choreographed. It's like,
right.
What are you doing? This is the strangest video that you're showing right now. It was the silliest thing to me.
My whole thing is if you're pushing, like I felt like they said, okay, we have space to do something else. We need something that we can do that's not going to, be too huge, that we can put another attraction in there because, we can do 2 attractions at once. And that's a great idea. But the Kookaburra arm, when you see, what about a new trolley barn? Yeah, we'll talk about that, I'm sure. When you see that they did this in Legoland, what you said 2005 was when they did the Kookaburra arm. I didn't remember 5 levels. Wow. I can't remember what the heck level I did the one time I went. But when they did the Harry Potter ride, it was a Kookaburra arm too. The difference is the Harry Potter ride actually, was a different type of ride that made you feel like you're in the Harry Potter world.
Right.
I don't feel like they're going to make us feel like we're in the Marvel universe. Yes, it's going to look like a Stark Labs, but you're basically sitting on a ride that's going to kind of move you around. This. Okay, done. See you later. Yeah, and to me, that's not real exciting. They're not pushing the boundaries. Same with the Avengers ride. They're not pushing the boundaries to me. They're just doing another, screen ride that's 3D that's going to move around, and that's it. So I don't know. I'm not thrilled about the whole announcements for Avengers Campus. We already knew about it, but they showed us a little bit more, which was nice. They showed the stuff, but it wasn't impressive to me.
What about you, Cordy? Is the Flight Lab Stark thingamabob or whatever the kind of thing that you would even go on? Or
I mean, I would try it and see what it's about. I mean, I'm hoping that there's more to it. Like, I mean, I don't know what they could do. Like characters, like we're going to see the Hulk hanging out in the lab, and we're going to see, you know what I mean? Like there has to be certain things that the first time we'll go, oh wow, look at that, But the 3D aspect is, that's. I mean, it's fine. Like, it doesn't bother me. I know it bothers, people physically, right? Having to wear those, or they'll get dizzy. That doesn't bother me, but it is kind of a nuisance to have to worry about the glasses. I just think there's where we are at this point. There were many other ways they could have gone, even with this same type of experience, right? With the screen. If they're going to do that, they didn't have to go 3D, I don't think.
Yeah. Like we mentioned, people, 3D doesn't add anything to it. It's a novelty. And like I said, I don't know who that's targeting because, most people, it's like if you wear glasses, you're kind of like, really? I have to put these on, try to get them on over my glasses. And
now those are going to be falling off people's faces while they're on the ride. And then they're going to have
it's so weird to still see that, like I said, in this day and age, it's like, I think we're beyond the 3D gimmick. It's not a selling point anymore. So that's Avengers Campus. And like I said, I was not impressed. It's just, especially the Kuka arm. I'm kind of like, why are you guys hyping this? This is old technology and you're not even breaking new ground with it. The Forbidden Journey at Universal is, going to, you have to compare it because it's the same ride system and you have to say, wow, they did nothing with this ride system as compared to what Universal did, where you're moving through and they've got, literally domes that move along with your vehicle and, animatronics that come right up to you. It's mind-boggling that they're even trying to sell this. And if they had to do something small on a small scale, that's fine, but don't hype it as if you're, like, oh, wow, you guys are going to just be blown away by this thing. And, give you a whole video of, check it out. Look, we got these dancers over here doing this stuff. It is just awful. I mean, god awful for me. I'm literally looking at this going, could you guys imagine Walt Disney doing a presentation like that?
It's as bad as a glitter hat.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just, it's like, why did they come up with this idea of all ideas? Why couldn't they do something else?
Yeah, I mean, I'd almost rather have dueling Dumbos at this point. It's like, just
or this.
Do something. Sparkling jumpsuit.
That's an idea.
Stick with the glitter beard instead.
No, relax, Bob. It could end up being a spandex glittery jumpsuit.
Stop. By the way, I did not agree to any of this.
It's too late. They already gave the super chat.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
the hat has already basically been purchased.
Oh,
we might have to get you two.
I'd rather wear the Mickey ear one. There we go.
No.
Yes, it's all shiny.
You're the glittery conductor now.
Yes. And best. Okay.
Deal with it, Glitterbeard.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All right. So the next one, it's going to be coming to both Florida and Anaheim resorts. Is Millennium Falcon is getting some new adventures next year.
Yeah, well, you know what? That one it was going to be here this year. Did you remember? Do you remember that?
I was like, what do they mean 2026? I was like, is that a typo?
Okay, so do you know why?
To coincide with the movie?
Yes, to coincide with the Mandalorian Grogu movie. And I was just kind of like, really? Come on, that's just ridiculous. But oh well.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm happy to see something change with Smuggler's Run, because it is one of those, after a couple of times you're kind of like, all right, I'll go on single rider because I know I can get out of the heat or out of the rain and don't have to wait long. But other than that, it's like,
I know.
And it's sad. It's like, I mean, the thing that's irritating is that it was promoted like, as, it's almost like AI is building the attraction as you're on it. That you were supposed to be able to maneuver, and wherever you go, it would just start to do like the Minecraft thing and build the world as it's being revealed, depending on which direction you're going. Well, that's not what ends up happening. It's all pre-done. It's all pre-programmed. You're, basically in a video game that has a set path, and, it's up to you to try to shoot enough things and whatever. It's just kind of like, but we're getting some new stuff.
I don't know if you guys remember, but when they originally built Smuggler's Run, it was made so that they would have at least 3 different attractions is what they were going to have. And it was going to be, or not attractions, 3 different movies. And I thought it was going to be really cool that they were going to have 3 different movies. Unfortunately, they only stuck to 1 movie, and that was it. And sorry, I'm kind of flying through so I can find the Mandalorian stuff real quick for you guys. I do like the fact that they're going to have 3 different ones now. Here it is right here. And I'm actually going to put the audio on for this one.
Universe, and we have some cool concept art now to show, to give you a little sneak peek of what Smuggler's Run is going to feature.
Yeah, so here's a shot of the iconic desert planet Tatooine, one of the many locations we're going to have an opportunity to visit. We also have an incredible piece that gives a small hint at Cloud City on the planet Bespin, another Star Wars classic. And then lastly, I think maybe one of my favorite pieces is a sneak peek at what it might be like to revisit the wreckage of the second Death Star in orbit around the planet Endor. And so it's not just the amazing art department.
So yeah, so those are the 3 different areas they're going to be doing. And I'm glad that they're going to have these areas. I think it's going to be really cool, and I'm looking forward to it because really Smuggler's Run it's a fun ride, but how many times can you try to collect coaxium crystals? Right. It's a bit much. So the fact that this is going to be more like maybe a Star Tours where we're going to have different movies is a lot more appealing to me. And I think it'll be a lot more fun because then it'll feel a little more interactive because you're not just going to the same place over and over and over. But with that said, yeah, I was disappointed here that it was not coming out this year and that they were coinciding with the new Grogu movie. And I get it, it's a brand new, Mandalorian film with Grogu. So it's a great opportunity for them to do this. But, I kind of wish that they had done, what would have been fun if they said, hey, Season of the Force, the movies we never came out with, or the missions that we never came out with for the original Smuggler's Run, here's 2 new movies. One was actually, I think, going through like the Death Star or something like that. You could go experience that. And then next year, guess what? You're going to experience a whole new set of, there's so much they could have done with this. And then they could have, rotated these movies in and out, from time to time. But those other movies are still done, by the way, or missions. They just were never released. So yeah,
I find it interesting that all 3 locations are from the original trilogy, basically.
Yep. And then one other thing they showed here, which I'm going to go back to real quick, is the droids. Obviously, they're going to bring back the BDX droids, which I'm happy about. I think the BDX droids are really, really cool. One thing that they're doing, and I wanted to go back and show it to you guys for real quick. There it is. But they actually have done a lot to improve the droids and the simulation. But oops.
Yeah.
Oh, they didn't go far enough back. Here we go.
In fact, one of our droids needed a few repairs, so we brought some along to help them work through the. Oh, actually, I think there he is right now.
No good.
Remember, there he is. So these are the Anzellans, right? And J.J. Abrams first came up with them for the Rise of Skywalker. We used them in the Mandalorian show. They're going to be in the new film, The Mandalorian Grogu, and they specialize in droid repair. And this little guy's name is Otto. Yeah. Is that him? Yeah. So Otto, he's a little bit obstinate from what I heard.
Yeah. Whoa! What language? This is a family show. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got one running here. So as you can see, our droids are always on the go, which is why I'm so thrilled to share that later this year they'll make visits to Tokyo Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, and Walt Disney World. So be on the lookout. All right.
So
and
that's
you see
really
how
cool.
the audience, there was like no reaction, no clapping, no nothing. It's like do these people even care about the parks? You know what I mean? It's like, this is actually something that you should be applauding.
Right.
Because these actually bring life to Galaxy's Edge and make, there's something that is not common. You don't see these kind of things every day, which is what you want when you go to a Disney park. You want the things that you can't have normally, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And like I said, the audience was just kind of like, oh, okay. If you put that in front of Disney fans, they'd be like, finally, we're going to get it in Florida. We've been waiting for it,
But I almost feel like, and I'm really glad they actually have Otto on top of the droid who, he's fixing the droid and whatnot. That's kind of cool. And it's a new experience. It's a new type of, droid that they're going to be bringing out. But again, Galaxy's Edge does not feel alive like it should until Season of the Force comes. And I'm glad that the droids are coming back. They have something new. They've actually expanded on the droid so that they can be free moving now, which should be kind of interesting if they decide to do that. But I think that it's great that they're finally sharing them with the other parks. But they need to have these guys around a lot more than just Season of the Force. It's one of those things where it's like, great, it's coming out for Season of the Force, can't wait, but why isn't it here, year round or something like that? But it goes back to the whole thing of why don't they have more characters out? I will say though, because of Mandalorian Boba Fett, the land feels a little bit more alive because it's not just Rey, Chewbacca, every once in a while R2-D2, the Stormtroopers, and Kylo Ren. That's it usually. So it's nice because they have built on it, but they just need to have a little bit more, I think.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's going to be great once they do the projection show with the fireworks. I think that's going to add to the land as well, and it's going to be great. But not doing for Star Wars night. No BDX droids, no Luke Skywalker. Why?
Yeah.
So all right, let me stop sharing that, and we can go to our next one.
Yeah, the next one I think is probably the one that, like I said, if you're on X and you kind of run in the circles with the Disney fandom, this one has got people just riled up, and that is the Cars attraction that is coming to Magic Kingdom that will be taking the place of Rivers of America, is what the current plan is. And let's get to this after though.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's show the current stuff that Disney presented, because it's just so pathetic. It is so sad looking. I cannot believe that they even attempted to put this out as something that people are supposed to look at and think, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see this. Right. So we know from D23 Expo last year, everybody was excited to hear about a Cars attraction coming to Frontierland in Florida.
Okay, here we go.
Once everybody realized where the attraction is going to be placed, suddenly we realized why Disney was not quite as upfront and honest with this whole announcement right away.
Big new Cars attraction on its way to the Magic Kingdom. Now, I have a special place in my heart for Cars. The first film was released the summer I took that quintessential cross-country trip down Route 66 to chase my career dreams in Los Angeles with that super cool Mitsubishi Eclipse. What a car, right? Now, those same themes of adventure and exploration are all going to be woven into this new Frontierland attraction.
I got to say, one of the best parts of bringing our movies into the parks is that we get to expand. We're not just going to retell the story. We get to take these characters somewhere new.
And in this new Cars attraction, we're doing just that. We're leaving Radiator Springs in the rear view mirror, and we're going to follow Lightning, Mater, and all their friends out into the frontier for an off-road rally race. And when we're designing our attractions, our primary goal is to create an emotional experience for the guests, just like the filmmakers do on the screen. So for this Cars attraction, we need to invent a new type of ride vehicle that can create that feeling. And you can't build these in a factory. They don't come off a line. We have to do so much more because they have to carry you from one place to another.
Because this isn't Lightning McQueen on a Piston Cup speedway, it's more like midnight run with Smokey through the wilderness of Cars 3. That meant the Imagineers had to figure out a way to put our characters in a space they've never experienced before on screen, racing over rocky terrain, ascending mountain peaks, dodging geysers. So what does that feel like?
Well, to start figuring that out, we actually went out to the desert in Arizona and we rented some off-road vehicles and we started riding on a bunch of different trails. We wanted to feel what it's like to travel across this type of terrain, what feels fun and just as important, what doesn't. We are literally getting a lay of the land to bring that authenticity into the story itself.
Yeah, they also used this trip as a way to show those of us at Pixar who didn't get to go on that trip, not that we're jealous or anything, it's cool. They used it to show the kind of experience that they wanted to create. And that allowed our whole team to start thinking about how we can put that special Cars spin on it.
And then we took everything that we learned in Arizona and we worked with a motocross company to build a custom dirt track with the geometry similar to what we saw on the trails. So what you're seeing here, this is not our final layout, but it helps us think about the combination of elements that we're considering for the attraction. The bumps, the turns, the dips, everything that has to go into making an authentic off-road rally race track. And now that we have all that data collected and an idea of the kind of experience that we want to deliver, we get to finally start working on the attraction vehicle. So here is an early look at the model. Think of this as more of a three-dimensional sketch we use as a proof of concept. We want these things to feel like they jumped right out of the screen of the world of Cars.
I mean, Lightning and Mater will be there for sure. Here's some sketches of some of the other characters you may meet. We at Pixar are working with Imagineering to create new race car personalities for this attraction, so it's going to be great.
And then once we build the real things, these things have to be tough. The workload on our ride vehicles far exceeds a normal car. I mean, think about it. They have to run 12 hours a day, 7 days a week for decades. So if your car does about 13,000 miles in a year, ours can go up to 65,000 miles every year, depending on the attraction. And on top of that, we're running it on this really rough terrain.
Sounds like commuting in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah, they had to do research to get the off-road feeling. And I'm like, didn't they already do that with Indiana Jones Adventure?
Right.
You know, we've had an off-road adventure attraction for the last, 30 years? Mm-hmm. And they had to go and do all this research. And now they're going to develop a new vehicle that actually is basically an actual car.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they're saying that, oh my God, this has to be something completely new. And then did you see the proof of concept thing? Proof of concept. Oh my gosh, check it out, guys. It goes over speed bumps.
Right. And so
did you hear me? Speed bumps.
What? But here's my thing.
Impressive.
Okay.
Impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's pathetic.
It is. But see, that's what's so disappointing about this whole thing is that I was thinking, okay, they're going to kind of do it like Indiana Jones. Off-roading can be a lot of fun. I'm going to be going actually weekend after next. I'm going off-roading in the Razors, which you saw them going very slowly over. Razors are a lot faster than that. Obviously, they're going in a certain terrain. But to me, even what we were just showing here, in fact, I'll go back to it again. This whole area right here that they're showing, I'm sorry, but this looks boring to me. Now, I'm sure it is fun going, over the bumps and the hills. It is on Indiana Jones, but this is actually going to be them. I don't know. It just doesn't look that exciting. It looks like, oh, okay, we got a little, race car. And especially here, this looks boring. It's like, well, if they're going to be doing this where you're just kind of going over bumps, well, going over bumps is not fun. Going over speed bumps is not fun. It's bumpy. It's rough. It's not that great. So it makes me wonder, what are they really doing and how are they doing this? And I bet you it's not going to go very fast at all. It looks like it's a very slow, moving vehicle.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm flummoxed. That's why they're doing this. Cordy, have you seen the footage or any of this yet, or is this your first time seeing it?
No, this is the first time I'm seeing it, and I just the fact. I think what makes it even worse is how, where it's going, right? What's going away to.
Yeah, I would not be opposed to this if they said, you know what, we're building a new portion of the Cars world over here in Hollywood Studios. You know, we're going to knock down Galactic Star Cruiser. We're going to put this in. I'd be like, hooray! That's wonderful. I can't wait to see it. I would love to try it.
Right.
But the fact that we're killing Rivers of America in Frontierland in the Magic Kingdom, that is an absolute travesty. No. And if this thing does not go over well, you can't do like Galactic Star Cruiser and just close it up, never talk about it again. This is in your flagship park, the most visited theme park in the world. And you're going to basically rip out what is kind of, you know, it's the heartbeat of the Magic Kingdom. There is that sense of tranquility in this spot, this sense of a simpler time. The whole reason Walt Disney infused Disneyland with so much nostalgia is because there's things in the past that are worth holding on to. There are things in the past that even though we try to say, oh, those are an old time thing, we don't need them, we don't like them anymore, you don't understand the value that they bring. And for those of us who do understand the value, it's an absolute travesty what they're doing. And I cannot fathom they really go through with this. I seriously, when the news first broke on Twitter that this was taking over the rivers, I said, I have to wait and hear this direct from Disney because I don't believe what somebody's putting out on Twitter. That's how shocking it was for me. I was like, I don't believe this because that sounds way too outrageous for Disney to do something like that.
Yep. Would you like to see that Eddie Soto message?
Yeah, and so they're going to rip out basically Rivers of America, fill it all in, put the Cars land there, and then use additional area at the back for Villains Land. Now, Eddie Soto is a former Imagineer, somebody that I would love to be able to sit and talk to for hours on end if he would let me. I could, yeah. He is one of the former Imagineers that is speaking out against this and warning Disney, this is potentially a grave mistake that you're making. And so he took it upon himself to take a few minutes and got his iPad out and sketched a potential rework of this idea. And you can see here how he kind of pushes Rivers of America around between Big Thunder and Splash Mountain in Florida. And then creates, fills in a little bit of the rivers back there for Cars Land, but you keep an island for Tom Sawyer Island. You create this incredible, cool looking island for Thunder Mountain. You get to keep your riverboat, and it actually becomes a rather interesting little path that it takes. And he even describes it as it's a cinematic route. You don't need a literal loop of a river. You can have them backtrack through the same area. But if you do it properly, it feels like a new experience every time.
Exactly.
And he even says, you know what, why don't we add the canoes to Disney World and have them go through the Rainbow Caverns as you're, passing by this little offshoot next to Thunder Mountain. That is Imagineering. That is someone who looks at a problem, a situation, and says, hey, we need to be able to get this Cars Land and Villains Land in here. We've got to rework this river thing because, there's maintenance issues that we need to address. So he says, you know what? Let's actually do something that will wow the fans, that it's not just a, Band-Aid on a problem. It's not a, for me, this is a very big gamble that they're taking. And here's a plan that could actually not only get you everything you wanted with the Cars attraction, Villains, and all of that, but you are actually turning Frontierland into something that becomes even more interesting than it is now.
Exactly.
And I cannot fathom. I mean, yeah, this would be way more expensive. Way more expensive. I get it. But the return on investment would pay off so much more.
Oh, it so would. But see, that's the thing. I feel like Disney is always just trying to get by. Like when they built Avengers Campus, it was like, okay, we got Avengers Campus and we got, we have Web Slingers. That's it. Oh, well, no, we have Guardians of the Galaxy back over here. Okay, well, we've had that for a while, but yeah. And even when they built Galaxy's Edge, it's the largest land they've ever built, 12 acres. And what did they do? They put in 2 attractions. Now, granted, Rise is pretty big. And there's plenty of room in the back areas we saw when we did the Chalk Walk last year that they can add more things to, Galaxy's Edge. But it was kind of like, you gave us 2 attractions and it's the biggest land you've ever had. That's it, really? I mean, and so it seems like they don't do enough. It's like at least when they built Bugs Life or Bugs Land, right? I mean, you had they were all kiddie rides, but you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5 different rides there.
There's 4 attractions plus a little water area.
Okay, yeah. So that was kind of cool. It just feels like they're trying to build an immersive world without adding a whole lot. And yes, it is costing them millions or billions of dollars to do some of these, attractions and rides and stuff. But also, it's the way they're doing it. And I not to kind of throw this off, but going back to Imagineers, you said this what Eddie has done here, that's Imagineering. And I agree with you. This is amazing because he's come up with, hey, we can have cars, we can still do Villains Land, but let's redo Rivers of America so that we keep it, and we can also do canoes, and this is how we do it. I don't think that a lot of the Imagineers are looking at that stuff now. In fact, you'll see on X right now and Instagram and other social media channels, they show Imagineers right now. And I've always had a very dear spot in my heart for Imagineers. They've done many wonderful things over the years. But it seems like lately Imagineering is not what it used to be. A lot of people have left and gone to Universal or to other theme parks like Heartland or America's Heartland. And so what you have now is like they're putting out videos. Oh, this is what I do for the day. I kind of go and check to make sure everything's working properly or whatnot. And it's like, okay, nice and exciting. But, what are you doing to further the magic? And it doesn't seem like that's really happening as much as it could. And again, I'm not saying they're not doing their job, they're not doing a great job. I'm just saying that it's not what it used to be when you saw Imagineers doing things. And like today, by the way, I finally saw that Tiana, her body and everything was moving at the end of the ride, like yes, but her mouth is still not working. And then her mouth wasn't working on one of the other attraction or one of the other animatronics. And I'm like, am I ever going to be able to experience this ride with everything completely working where there's not one thing that's down? That's the thing. I want to see those immersive experiences that put me in there without, finding any flaws or issues. And I'm not saying there's never going to be issues. Look, Indiana Jones breaks down all the time. We joke about it all the time. But at least when they get it back up and running, everything's pretty much working, when the ride gets back up. That's kind of what I want to see as well. But I want Disney to be able to give us these amazing experiences without having to jeopardize, historical stuff too, because you guys know I talk history all the time. And to me, taking away Rivers of America is a big no-no, especially in Walt Disney World, just so you can put a Cars Land in that doesn't look, look, I'm not going to say it's not going to look amazing. I love the Cars ride. It is really cool. I'm just thinking you're using up this whole space when you could do so much more like what Eddie's done here. Cordy.
You guys said it all. I mean, I haven't even been there, but just, that's all I have to say is just, taking such a big piece of history and just like that it just doesn't seem right to do all that. So I don't know. But what can you do, right?
They're not going to do it to ours, but can you imagine if they said, hey, we're going to take away Rivers of America at Disneyland? I'd be like,
no.
Excuse me?
Well, there was there was plenty of backlash when they said they were shortening it for Galaxy's Edge. Thankfully it turned out wonderful. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. And, some people are saying, well, why don't you wait and see what happens, with this one? It's not the same. There's it's one of those things where it's like, if you understand what makes the Disney castle parks unique, you understand how important that theming is for Frontierland. Frontierland isn't just, outback country in the United States. That's not what Frontierland is. Frontierland is the story of us conquering a wilderness, and how you do that is through the waterways. And I've always said that the reason why the rivers work the way they do is because you can believe that this little town sprung up around this river, because that is the natural progression in real life. So it mimics real life, but it makes it in a condensed and almost sanitized type of way. And that's how you build in the illusion, and how you get people to buy into the fantasy. As soon as you remove that, you don't have fantasy anymore. There's a big difference between being drawn into a theme park and then doing what places like DCA do. They give you wonderful sets and everything, but you don't have that same sense of being in a completely different era.
Right.
I don't think any of the other parks really pull that off the way the castle parks do. And I think that was the genius of what Disney had. Him and his team understood how to transport you to a different era, not just a different place. You were in a completely different time. And that's what was amazing. Exactly. I love Grizzly Peak, but I don't ever feel like I'm outside of, current day. I don't feel like I've stepped into, 1930s era national park. That's not what happens. And that's definitely not going to happen in this version of Frontierland. Everybody's saying, oh, it's going to be like a national park and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but with these little cars buzzing around, you're killing that illusion of a wonderful national park. I like I said, I just cannot fathom them going through with this. I even posted, I really hope that they get the Central Florida tourism, whatever it is now, what it used to be the Reedy Creek. I'm really hoping that they can just, kind of have a, unannounced backdoor, closed door meeting and tell them, say, hey, can you give us a reason to not do this? Can you say that there's some sort of environmental thing and we can't go through with this, so that we don't have to tell everybody we changed our mind? We can just pin it on you guys, and it'll be like, oh, we really wanted to do it, but those rascally, that board over there hates us, and therefore they won't let us do it. And everybody will be like, hooray! And Disney can go about and do something different and put that wonderful Cars ride somewhere else where it belongs.
Yep. Exactly. And then Trish was saying, because I said, hey, well, they're not going to get rid of our Rivers of America. She said, well, you actually don't know that very place. They come up with a replacement one day, but I kind of, you're right. They could, but I highly doubt it for Disneyland, because that's the park that Walt's walked.
Yeah. Somebody asked me, what would it take for me to stop going to Disneyland? And I think if they did what they're doing in Florida to the Rivers of America, I think I would be done. I think I would be like, I can't give you guys another penny.
Yep. Well, I did want to bring up something real quick here, because I kind of promised Hope I would bring it up on the Park Streamers Hangout real quick. And that is, she wanted me to talk about the Starlight Parade. Now, we're not going to talk about it in depth here, Hope, but they do have a new Hope. They have a new float. There we go. There's a new Hope float. No, there's a new Cocoa float that's actually coming out for the Starlight Parade, and I think it's going to be really cool. And they have some really neat immersive floats that's coming out, and this is the poster for Disney Starlight, and I think it's going to be a great parade that they're going to have there. But the fact that they're going to have all these magical floats, I'm hoping it's going to be a really cool parade. They've got Encanto, obviously Moana, so it's going to be really, really cool. Obviously all the princesses. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. I know that she is going out there with her mom this summer to see the new parade. So I hope you enjoy it, Hope. And I think it's going to be cool.
Yeah, I hope it's a good parade. We need the nighttime parades back. The electrical parade music nothing says summer more than that to me.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I can't wait for Paint the Night, because you haven't seen Paint the Night, but they kind of wove in the Main Street Electrical Parade music into the actual soundtrack, which is great. So I can't wait for that to come back either. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really hoping that, by the way, they do mention at the end of that guide on the Disney blog that there is more information coming out about the 70th. So they're really trickling out this stuff really slow, but they only have a couple more months until it technically starts. So hopefully we'll be getting some more information in the next few weeks here that we can talk about as well.
Yeah. All right, so I think that covers everything. There's just so much with that Cars Land thing that's just crazy to me. I can't believe they're going to go through with it. I'm still holding out a little bit of hope that something happens that just forces them to change their course, but we shall see.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So should we get into a little bit of Q&A?
Sure. We got a few minutes. So if you guys have any questions for us, we would be happy to take them. Just throw them in the chat for us.
And while we're waiting for some questions to come in, I have laughed and now cried. Oh,
right.
Wow, you've really done the gamut here, Theme Park Casual. I just want to bring these up, and I'm going to go through each one of them real quick. I'm not going to read every little thing because we've already read them before, but thank you to everyone for donating to the Park Streamers Hangout. I know you're trying to get me to wear a glittery hat. We will see.
Trying
with that one. Yeah. But Slim Devin, thank you for the $2. Geofire for the $2. Holly for the $2. Go and Show You for the $9.99.
Hat.
Yeah. So Membees, $2. Slim Devin, another $5. You're very generous. Thank you so much for doing that. We also have Geofire with $20. We have Mattercam Matt with $2. We have Karen E with $5. And Karen, I think you're in town this week, aren't you? We need to try to meet up. We have Ventures the Road Commish with $2. Slim Difference of Ventures because he likes to, really give us a hard time about the, hat here. So there's another $2. And another $2. And then we have $5 from Slim again. Gee, Slim. We have Tammy who donated $10. We have Slim that donated $2. We have Zomembies that donated another $5. And Slim again for $2. Wow, Slim, you're amazing. $5 for Mike. Thank you, Mike. And Queen J. Ray, $15. And she actually said this is for the channel and can't wait for the chalk walk. And we're looking forward to the chalk walk as well. So, but thank you, everyone. That you guys are so generous. I really appreciate it. But it looks like we do have some questions. So my question is, can we see Barry's future hat one more time? I have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah, God, could you guys have picked a better hat or something?
I don't think there is a better hat.
No. Oh no, there is one. There is one. Look, I'm not sharing. Hold on, let me share the screen. Here we go. All right. So whoops. Let's scroll on down here. So let's see. And that's not it. Nope, that's not it. I think it was this one, right? This one. There we go. I'll wear that one instead. But no, this is the hat that everyone was talking about. It's a glitter hat. I can't even blow it up. Let me see. Can I zoom into it? Oh wow. There we go. It's weird. It's like the conductor hat, but all glittery.
Yeah. It's a fabulous hat.
So fabulous.
That hat has Bob written all over it.
It does.
Yeah, great. Can I wear the sweatshirt? How about that?
You can wear that too.
You can wear whatever you want. Beard.
Yeah. Beard. Glitter beard.
Glitter beard.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. Brian Svia says, did you guys talk about 90's night? We did at the very beginning, Brian. We did. Yep.
Let's see what else we got. Anything?
Oh my Lord, no! I love that, Christy. Thank you. Yeah, the sweatshirt's cool.
Oh yes, we will get
Yeah.
the full ensemble. Don't forget.
What do you plan on wearing with the hat and chaps? There's no chaps, okay, people. I don't know what you're thinking there. That goes to theme park casual and
No
Cordy
chaps
and-
yet.
March 28th, right, for Boysenberry?
Yes, March 28th.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to be there for opening night. We'll have to see.
What?
I've got a function that I'm already committed to. So
Gotcha.
if I can get the day off, I may do a rope drop and do daytime, but I won't be able to be there for the evening festivities. There was another one of that. Question: are Park Streamers planning on going to Universal Studios Fan Fest? Cordy, already you've got the pass, right? So you're going to be doing multiple nights, possibly.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go every weekend.
Oh wow!
Every weekend.
I mean,
Wow.
I can't get a reservation at Disneyland, so I might.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Well, I can't get a reservation, so gotta do something.
You know? Sheesh.
I got your message on movies. No, you're good.
I'm hoping to get there. I am working on it with a friend of mine. So we shall see if we can work it out to make it to Fan Fest.
Okay. I got to show this, Danny, because this is really funny, but Zomembi's made this and you guys are going to love it. So let me see if I can bring this up here. Here we go.
And there it is.
There it is.
Yeah, right. I think
It
my
will
wife
work.
would divorce
So
me.
you've got your chalk walk outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So now I need the powder blue tuxedo to walk alongside you.
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Let's see. Tamara asks, how long does Boysenberry Festival run? I think until the week of Easter. I think it'll go
I
through
believe
that
so.
weekend. So Easter, and then the week right after Easter, it'll end that following Sunday.
Yep. Because then they're going to be getting ready for, come on, what's that coming up?
Summer Nights.
Summer Nights, that's right. And Ghost Town Live.
Ghost Town Alive, that's right.
Yeah.
Mitch's Venture, where do I get a hat like at Theme Park Casual? You know what? I would love to get you guys hats. Unfortunately, the cost involved to produce them is a little bit high right now. So until I get more, until there's more demand for the hats, I won't be able to produce them. I would have to produce like 50 hats at a time, and that would be like an investment of like $2,500 at least to be able to do that. So
Come on,
So,
pony
yeah.
up.
I would love to, but there aren't many people that'd be willing to spend $50 plus for a hat. So until I can figure out a way to get the price point down some, unfortunately, we won't be able to produce the hats.
Okay, cool. Oh, and just quick FYI, Kearney, I'm going to send you a message on email later, so check it later. All right. Any other questions, comments, sarcastic remarks?
Christy Blaylock, make sure you got the little bell clicked as well. Just because you're subscribed doesn't give you notifications. You have to have the little bell clicked.
Yeah, same for Mr. Doggy Dog, I think.
Hope is going crazy in the chat. So Hope, I know you want us to do a bunch of announcements. I'll do the Disney Odendron Semperflorus Grandis. There we go. That's a scientific name for the treehouse. I can't believe I said that so easily the other night, and then I forgot how to say it. I don't know why.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you had a question earlier, Christy? Yeah, didn't.
Zomembi's asked, will you guys have a store soon for Park Streamers merch? If you guys are interested, we can have some stuff available. I don't know what the demand would be like on something like that, but I suppose we can we can put a store together with some merch.
Are you guys all planning at being Disneyland 70th anniversary on opening day? So this is funny. We were actually just talking about this before our hangout tonight. And, Theme Park Casual said,
I will not be attending the opening day at this point. Things may change, but...
Yes, I have a reservation.
And Bob said...
Yes, I have a reservation for that day as well.
So,
and Heather said, "Oh my God!" Just kidding. Sorry, what were we going to say? Casual.
I was just going to say that unless things change, I may attend, but at this point, I currently will not be there for that opening day.
I will say I had made the reservation because I thought that the Disney animatronic was going to be released that day, and that's the whole reason for making that reservation. And now that it's not, what we were talking about earlier is it just gets so kind of crazy and crowded on those days, like the opening of the anniversary.
Yeah, I will be attempting to be there July 17th. That one I will be. I believe. I hope. I got to see because I may have a trip at that time, so I may have to miss the 70th birthday date. Zomembi
says, I think
sorry. Darren Chen asked, can we get TPC, Barry, and Cordy puppets?
That would be funny.
Zomembi says, I think if Bob has to wear the hat, Danny has to go opening day.
Okay. Very funny. Like I said, things may change. I may have a change of heart.
Seriously, I'll be divorced after that day.
Oh, you will not.
Bob in the hat.
That's for the kids.
I can sell buttons. Wait. Oh. What? No, you don't want to do
that. Christy asks, are you guys going to Star Wars night? I don't have plans for that. I'm a After Dark hater.
Yes, I'm going April 10th and May the 4th. And Cordy?
Just opening night. Whatever date that is.
The 4th will not be with you. I'm just kidding. What? Karen, stop it. Stop it.
Forget the frilly
No
shirt.
frilly shirt.
Poofy sleeves? Has gone to the After Dark side. I have, basically.
Yep.
They have cookies.
Oh, Mike says he's going on opening or on Disneyland's birthday as well. So that'll be cool. Yeah, if you guys happen to be there, and I say this all the time because thankfully I got to meet 3 people in the park yesterday that follow me, and I'm very thankful that all of you came by to say hi. But if you're in the park, come say hi to me, Theme Park Casual, and Cordy in California. We love to hang out with you guys and give you some swag and just say hi. So
yes, please do. And sometimes you have to we get so focused. So if we don't hear you, because I didn't know till I was already on Mermaid or in line, way in the queue. And then the chat was saying that somebody was calling my name before I went in. And I was so
whatever, Cordy. Just kidding.
Yeah,
no, I was saying to this. Okay. No, thank you. All right. Well, I think we pretty much have gotten to our questions. So with that, I think we're done. I think
we will wrap it up. We are pretty much at our usual time limit. So thank you, everyone. Let me go ahead and have our co-hosts here kind of wrap up. We'll go around the horn one more time. Cordy, would you let everybody know where they can find you and when you'll be streaming next?
You can find me on YouTube, on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and Blue Sky. Right now, I have Wednesday. I'm just kind of seeing how the weather is, and I'm trying for the weekend, but I don't have anything else until next Wednesday. So we shall see.
Oof.
All right.
I know they are so tough on those reservations right now.
All right, Bob, can you let everybody know where they can find you?
Yes, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook. And tomorrow I'll be on the T3PO show at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. I might have a surprise stream sometime this week besides Thursday. And Thursday night, I will be back in the park. So I hope you guys will join me Thursday night for some Disneyland fun. And then Sunday, too.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And then you can find me on YouTube, X, and Instagram, all of them at Theme Park Casual. I will be in the park Wednesday night, pretty much rain or shine because it's March Madness, and therefore that's why it's raining. I apologize, everyone, but I'm the one bringing the rain because March Madness shall not be dry. But I'll be there Wednesday night and then hopefully planning on Sunday evening as well.
Awesome.
All right. So with that, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you guys being with us for this crazy little hangout that we have going on here. Thank you so much, everyone, for the super chats. We will be snagging that glittery hat as soon as it is available. And thank you again. And if you guys could, be sure to share the stream out with everyone that you know, anybody that's interested in theme park stuff or just, you know, a little bit of streamer craziness. Be sure to let them know that we have our little podcast here. And like Bob said, if you see us in the parks, be sure to come and say hi. We love to meet you guys in person. So until then, kids, dreamers, and jammers, we will see you next time.
Good night, everyone.
We hope you enjoyed our amazing show tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you on the next Park Streamers Hangout. Have a good night, everyone.